Hi everybody and welcome. It's Joni at Granny J Clay. I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to make these. Someone had asked that they would really like to see how these were made, and so they're very simple. I'm not making these identical pieces or these colors, but I think what they really wanted to know is how you put these on and so forth. The frames, the metal. So I am going to show you with some different colors today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ecru or ecru, I'm not sure how, whichever you choose. You can say that, and then some turquoise that's left over from another project. So I'm going to just go ahead and get these prepared and roll them out on a 1, which is, let's see, well, no, on 0, excuse me, on my Atlas 180. That is the widest setting, and for now I want the widest setting. So I will be back after I do that. Okay, I am back, and I wrote these 2 pieces. I'm just going to make either 1 or maybe 2 pieces. Generally, I make a whole bunch, but I've got so much that I have still yet to finish off that I'm only going to make 1 or 2 pieces so you can see how I do it. So this is ecru, this is the turquoise. I mixed the turquoise when I was working with it on a prior project with a little pearl, so you can see maybe a little pearl in it. Little glimmer in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down to a, let's see, what should we do? A 1 maybe? I'll do a 1. 1. My ecru clay is a little older than this clay, so it's wants to be a little bit crumbly on me. Hopefully it'll hold together for me. They say ecru, or this is what I have heard. You know how that goes. That ecru is the new white. So we'll see. So what I want to do now is I want to blend these 2 together. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. And you know, you can make a veneer any way you want to make a veneer. My veneer for these pieces consisted of Chippy Choppy that Deb from Clay Boutique does, and then I added gold foil to it. That was my veneer that I started with. But this will be different. I want to do the same thing all the time. So let's see. I don't know if I have to cut all these edges off anyway, but I'm going to try and kind of make it even a little bit. I think that's plenty. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring these together. Actually, I'll put it right there. And I'm going to line them up like this as best I can. Let's see if I can bring this one in a little. It's a more pliable piece. Okay. This is just going to be my veneer that I'm going to work with. So let's just see how we want to do it. I might impress something on that. Let me see what I've got. A texture. I may do that. I've got this texture sheet that I really like. And I just used it in another project. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to come out very well on this, so let's see what happens here. I'm just going to take it and press down. Yeah, it's coming out. And then I'll show you what I do after that. Like I said, you can make your veneer any way you want to make it, any colors you want to use, just as long as you have some clay to work with. So we'll see how this turns out. I want to make sure I press really well where they were coming together there. Okay. Sometimes you can take like an acrylic block and push, and that one's a dirty block, but you can take that and push down on it or roll it if you feel like rolling it. But when I roll it, I always feel like it kind of gets a little disjointed under there, and I don't like that. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's looking good. Looking good, looking good. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go with that look. And let's see here, what should we do? I think what I'll do is put a little, I'm going to put a little pearl on top of that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. This is what I went to get as my Pearl X powder. And I will use a little bit of that, but I was just thinking I might use something else first. I might come across the middle with something. And let me see here, what do I want to use? I'm looking at my foil. And no, that's not what I want. Do I want to use some gold? I don't know. I'm going to try the gold. I've got this in a bag. Looks like a mess. You know how this flies all over the place. So let's see what happens with it. I'm going to get a little tool. I'm bringing this out because I will be using it shortly. After I get the foil on, I'm going to press the foil down. And I'm going to put the foil just across the center there. We'll see what happens here. Okay. I'm just going to try to put a little here and a little there. And you'll see what I'm doing in a minute here, but this is such a, you know, if you've worked with foil, you know exactly what it does. It goes all over the place. Okay. I might put some there and then move some of it up over here. Press it down. I didn't want to put it on after I put the Pearl X on because I don't know if it would have grabbed to the Pearl X, so I haven't done this before in this way, so you can see if this works with me. A little bit more here. A little bit more in the center here, maybe. More toward the gold. Okay. Okay. Close it up, put that away. Wants to stick to me. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get a wipe. See if I can get some of that away with the wipe. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my tool and I'm just going to press like that. Just pressing it down into the clay. It should make it look kind of pretty. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. What are you guys up to today? I watched my friend Emma up in Nova Scotia. I watched a couple of her videos last night. If you've never watched her, you should just go watch her. She's good. She's really good. She does a great job of videos. She's very relatable. She's funny. I really like her. She's been through some hard times physically, but she's, I think, coming to the other side of that now, hopefully. Okay. And I'm going to keep pressing like that. I'm kind of pressing it down toward the middle. There's some sticking on the end there. I don't think that's going to matter though. There. Okay. All right. Now, this is a little process here. I got to move my clay out of the way so it doesn't get all full of Pearl X powder. I had stored some up here at the top of my glass. Okay. So I think, let's see. I don't know if I want this brush. It's too stiff. Let me see. That one's stiff. That one's not quite as stiff. This one's better. Okay, this is bigger, but it's, I don't want stiff. I want soft. And then I just put it in here. You've probably seen this process before. I'm trying not to get on the gold here. There we go. And then I'll brush the excess over here and use some up here. And then I'm gonna hold the bristles together a little bit while I get down by the gold leaf. I don't really want it on there. Okay. All right, now what I want to do is, I'm going to bring some of that down this way and see if I can save a little bit of it. Okay. Move it over there a little bit and up maybe. And I'll get that off later. I tape the sides of this glass down because it wants to move all over on me. So I tape the bottom two corners down. Otherwise, I'd lift this up and brush this into this little jar of Pearl X again. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little spoon like this. I'm just going to see if I can grab it now. Save some of it and wipe the rest up. Okay. Got that. I'm just going to come around like this and just kind of wipe some of this up. Probably wiping a little bit off the clay too. Okay. I've done this kind of a technique several times where you brush on your Pearl X powder and then you go over it with a piece of tape or several pieces of tape and you lift the excess off so that the Pearl X is just in the recesses of your print, whatever print you have put on. So let's try it. Well, let's see here. I have my tape here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I gotta wipe one more time. That just really wants to get all over the place. Between that and foil, I'm not sure which is worse. It likes to walk away. Okay. Now I have to take my gloves off to use my tape. So we will do that. I'm going to wipe this with a little bit of a Kleenex to get the dampness away. Okay, here we go. I've got my good old Scotch tape right here. And I start at the top, just like this, lift. And you can see that it lifts off on the tape. Okay. There we go. That's exactly why I have the tape down here. So I used strapping tape the other day when I made something. That worked really well. You just can't press it down real hard or it will kind of stick more than you want it to. Okay, we're getting close. Getting closer. I'd be curious to know if you guys do this. If you've ever done this technique. I've done it with chalk. I like chalk too. Chalk works really well. Okay, let's see if I can get here without getting any of the gold off. I think this would be pretty. Very pretty. I think I'm going to use a gold something or other. A gold connector, I think. Something that's going to fit here and here. Okay. You can always clean more off after you have made the pieces, but this is a better time to do it right now than to wait until you're all done and try to pick it off with your tape later. But I kind of like that gold in the center, don't you? What I want to do too now is make sure I loosen this piece before I start. Loosen it up with my blade away from the glass so it's not so hard to pick up after a while once I've made my piece or pieces, depending on what I do here. Okay, I don't know. I think that's okay. All right. I'm going to bring you down. You can see it just a little bit closer maybe. There. All right. I grabbed my Temu order from earlier, if you watched my video right before this, and I'm trying to decide what to use. Now I can use two of these, like right there. Two of them, press them into the clay, make them earrings, or I can use two of those. They'd be pretty. Or, I think I'm going to use two of these. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Ooh la la. I think that's pretty. Oh, I think that's just gorgeous. So, okay. I think I'll go over this way a little further. And this way a little further. And see if I can get two more in there. Now you can use whatever you want to use. You know, these are connectors, and you can use those if you want to use them. But these are meant for necklaces, which I think they would be absolutely gorgeous. And you can have just a little bit of the ecrus showing, or you could go this way and have more of that showing. So on this particular set, I think I'm going to go up just a little ways, just a little bit more to that height there. So these are even here. Are they even? Let me see here. I want to make sure they're even. Yeah, they're even. Okay. You can probably see better than I can if they're even or not even. All right, there they are. I'll have 4 pieces once I'm done. So let me put these aside, and what I do is I take my acrylic block and I just come in and, well, actually I stand up and I put this on here and I press. I just press them down. I want to make sure that they are in there really well. Okay, that looks good. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my X-Acto knife. Got a couple of them here. Well, for some reason, one of my X-Acto knife blades keeps falling out. I don't know if it's just, they're old, as you can tell. They're really dirty. So maybe I'll try this one and we'll see how that comes out. And this is all I do. Now I can use this up here for something else and this down here for something else too. So I think what I'm going to do is just come close to the bottom here and close to the bottom here, just kind of come over here and cut this bottom part off. Oh, I forgot to loosen it, didn't I? Oh well. Que sera, sera. I got some new blades and I am cutting my finger all the time. I have used old blades for way too long. Way too comfortable with touching them. I'm going to just kind of do this. There we go. Okay. And that's okay. And now I can just lift this up. I'm going to put it up here. And I'm going to do the same up here. I'm just going to come in, come around, go over here, up and around. I'm just trying to save those two pieces because I can put them together. I'll show you what I mean. And make another something or other with it. Okay. So I will lift this one up, put that one up there. Oh. Do you do that too? Sometimes when you take it off the glass or the tile or whatever you're working on, kind of scrape the bottom of the clay rather than against the glass. I know I do that a lot. All right, let's just do this now. I'm going to make sure these are on there nicely, and I'm going to just very carefully come around, take that off. Okay. And very slowly, very carefully come around. You may have to trim later. That's fine. Trimming isn't a bad thing. I can see I'm going to have to do it with that right there. Okay, then I'm going to come over here and come around this one. See if I can get closer to this one over here on the bottom. That's better. And I can kind of move some of that out. And you can use this for chippy choppy, the rest of it. Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. My husband's upstairs watching something on TV. Whoops. I better hold on to that so it doesn't move it. I get down into the foil and it gets a little thicker. Get my finger out of the way or I'll cut that. Okay. Okay. And we'll just pull that up. Now remember, like I said, you can make any piece you want to do this with. But I thought this was pretty. This turned out real pretty, especially with the gold. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I've got 4 pieces, and as you see here, these are filled with clay, and I don't want them to be. So as I pick each one up, I am going to turn it over, and then I'm going to just, you have to kind of adjust sometimes. See, it's not glued or anything, so you have to be careful. Turn it over, and then I'm going at the top, very top, about where that is, and I'm just going to, hopefully you can see me. Okay, now I'm just going to cut it about right there. And then I'll just kind of shape it a little bit up on that part. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to see how it got rid of the top. That opened up that little hole. Now I'm going to make sure that this gold piece is sitting in there nicely. What really keeps it on, after it's done, I have glued a few of them on, but what really keeps them on is the resin. After I resin them front and back. So I kind of slant my X-Acto knife in a little bit. And then I lean down and I look at the edges so I can make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. And that one has to be cut off a little bit more. go. And I want to go in on the bottom and in around this way too. Okay. Okay, that one's done. Now I'm just going to have my tile ready over here. I baked them right on the tile. I used to put a piece of cardstock down, but I don't anymore. It's not really necessary. At least I don't think it is for me. If this sticks to the tile, it's okay with me. And you can see that it loosens up a little bit, but once you get it on the tile, let me show you. Once you get it on the tile, it'll be fine. And it'll bake this way. Isn't that pretty? Wouldn't that be a really pretty necklace? That'd be an awful long earring, wouldn't it? But that would be a pretty necklace. I want you to see how thick it is on the side. But I slant it inward. So you still have a little ways to push down if you want to, which I think I will, just to secure it a little more with my fingernail. What fingernail? I don't have fingernails, but okay. Just want to make sure it's down into the set into the clay to even sort of make a ridge there. Okay. And I'm going to check it since it's stuck to the clay, stuck to this, and it seems to be thicker on this side. Let me see if I can push it down and trim it a little bit more. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to trim some more off. There you go. Okay, one down. Easy peasy. So while I'm doing this, you can think of different things you want to do as far as what do you want to make? What kind of a veneer? Oh man, the options are just out there like crazy. You could do whatever you want. I'm going to see if I can go under all of these, loosen them up. Okay. I'm going to pick this one up. I should do it with my blade. This up. Okay. And I'm going to just turn it over. Looks like I cut into that a little bit. Turn it over and I'm going to get this top part cut off again, about right there. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of shape it a little bit up there. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is take it over here onto my tile and push it down again a little bit with your fingernails. They might be a little fussy to work with, but you know what? They just present really well when they're done. So pretty. Okay, I think that's on there pretty well. I'm going to come back here with, you know what? I better set it down. Let me see if I can move these over. A little bit. I have already lifted them, so they should come up a little bit. Probably have to put them back on that way, but I'm going to put this here and then cut around it on this. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's better. This one I want to put down a little further, I think. Okay. And then maybe come in and trim it a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, it's a little better to do it on the tile than it is to move it again, so. All right, that looks good. And I think this side looks good too. After I sliver it off a little bit there. and the ends. I think that looks great. Okay, now it's time to come back, and these don't want to lift real easily, but we'll lift them up anyway. That one fell off, but we'll put it back on. Okay, so let me take this, and I'm going to cut this off up here and just shape it a little bit. Turn it around, and I think I'll go up here with this one and just push it down. Push it, push it, push it. Oh, you know, I just kind of pushed the print out of that one a little bit, but keep your finger off of it if you've got a print like that. That's all right. It'll still look pretty. All right, and it's pretty thick, so I'm gonna take quite a bit there, and there, and there. Yes, you have to do this to every single piece that you have pressed something into. And I'm just going to tell you, it is so worth it. When they're done, they're just so pretty. And they're ready to go. You know, I mean, besides what you want to put over the pieces, resin, spray them, whatever. I like to resin myself. I just watched a video about a lady who sells at craft fairs, and they're usually outdoor craft fairs, and her pieces have really yellowed in the sun. Now, I don't sell my stuff. I don't go to craft shows, so inside or outside. I'm just checking here. I got a trim on this side too. All right. Oh, all that time you can't see it. I'm so sorry. But there's a lot of scrap. Do you see the, I'll show you. See the scrap there? But it made her so sad. If you turned the piece over, it looked completely different, like a completely different piece, because the front of it had yellowed in the sunshine. And so she felt she couldn't sell those, you know. Have you ever had that trouble? Oh, I didn't cut that back off. I better do that right now. Okay, let's cut the back off. Okay, right about there. And kind of shape it a little bit. And turn it over. And be careful not to put my fingers on the print that I've got here. Okay. That little pop of gold on there is pretty. With the foil, that's pretty there. Okay, I'm going to hold it top to bottom. And I'm going to come around it, add a slant, a bit of a slant, and trim it. Okay. And maybe a little bit more there. There we go. And now down around the bottom. And over here on this side. Okay. Oh, I think that's pretty. So these two look very much alike, and these two look very much alike. Oh, I think that's lovely. What do you think? So I am going to go toss those in the oven to bake, and then once they are done, I'll come back and I'll resin them. You know, you just put resin on them and put them under your UV light, and there they are. They're ready to go. So let me just put these aside for 1 second. I want to bring this back in and see if I can make maybe a pair of earrings. All right, let's try it over here. Here, maybe down a little bit further, here, and here, maybe. Okay, going to bring in a little bit more of the gold to put on and see how that goes. You don't have to use gold. You could have used silver foil. You could have used, you know, rose gold. You know, whatever you want to use, you can put across this way, and then people won't see that it's. Whoops. There's a line there. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I did put the ecru on top this time. I'll have to remember that. Yeah. When I do this. I love foil. I don't like how futzy it is though, but I love working with foil. It makes things so beautiful. It just adds another dimension to your piece, I guess, right? Maybe another piece right there on the blue, and down there on the blue, and maybe right there on the blue too. Okay. Yeah, put that back in. Get that out of the way. Okay. It didn't bother it too much, did it? You know, I said I was kind of afraid to put the Pearl X on first, but it's not so bad. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to use a smaller one of the... Do you see the difference in the sizes here? I'm going to use the smaller one. We'll see how that works too. No, it goes into the clay too far. I don't like that. I don't like that a bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, Deb from Clay Boutique, if you're watching this, I'm saying a prayer for you. I hope you get better soon. And, well, I know you're not sick, but I know how things can crowd our lives in a little bit. Anyway, God is able to handle that one for you. And I know He will. Just ask Him. You probably already have. Okay. That one didn't want to lay down real well. Okay. I think I may use this. I want more of the blue. Okay, there. I'll use that one. And let's see. I'll use this one as well. Make sure I get them about the same. Okay, let's get this, bring this in, push that down. Okay. I might still get a piece out of that for a necklace or something like that. You know how that is? You want to use up every piece. Oh, stay together. Don't come apart now. Don't do that. Okay, I'll put that up there. I kind of bring that under. There we go. Oh, those are going to be pretty. And I'm going to very carefully come around both of these and do my trimming over on the tile once I get it cut out. Okay. Let's see if I can come up this way through the foil and around here. Okay. Okay. Now I will bring each one over to the foil and press it down. Or each one of these over to the tile. And I'm going to lay this, I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to press. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty. There's some texture to it. I just love this. I love this technique. I'm going to put this one down here. Hopefully you can see all this really well. And push it down. Okay. Now I'm going to come around and I better move that out of my way again, or I'm going to destroy this little piece up here that I want to use. Okay. So now we'll come around this way, cut it off, trim it off. Okay. And come down this way, hold down your frame, because it's not glued in and it's not stuck to the clay, it's just laying there, so you have to be careful with what you do. And you know, when you're done, I've had to sand around some of them, but you have to be really careful with that because you don't want to mess up your gold or your silver, you know, whichever color you're using on your metals either. Okay, so that looks good there. This does not look good. And there's a little there. And I'll check it all the way around. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to trim up this one now. And hold it down. Come around, kind of slant the knife, the X-Acto knife, in under a little, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Okay. All right. And now I'm just going to check around it. This one doesn't look as nice as I want it to look, so I'm going to trim a little bit more down there. There, that looks a little better. Okay. Now let me check this other one on the end. Sorry, clank, clank, clank. It really helps to put it on the tile and leave it there to bake. That's needing a little bit of a trim around the bottom and around the edge. Not much, but a little bit. Those will make pretty earrings. Okay. So there's the earring. There's the other earring. And then my 4 pieces for necklaces. Oh, I think they're so pretty, you guys. Oh, I really love the ecru together with the gold and the... Oh, you should see them in person. They just glitter. The frames do. The metal frames do. And then this pretty gold. Ooh, it's so pretty. These necklace pieces are just lovely. All right, let me make maybe one more piece. See what I can do with it. One more piece. Wants to fall apart. Okay. I'm going to push it up a little bit, piece. Can you see me? Okay. Well, let's see. Which one should I use for that? This one's, I think that's too big. Is that too big for that? Yeah, I don't want that one. I think I might just go ahead and take a round one, a round gold one. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm going to get as far up into the blue. Oh, look at how close that is on the edges. But it's going to work. It's going to work. This can be a piece. Oh, that is pretty. A necklace piece. Now this is, when this looks so pretty, I wish I would have made more. That happens, so, you know how that goes sometimes. I'm not trying to press hard on my piece, I just want to hold it in place. Okay, Take that off, and that off, and that little piece off. Okay, now I'll go put it on the tile and trim it up a little bit. Oh, I shaved some off the back, didn't I? Okay. There we go. I'm going to come back so you can see me trim this too. This is, excuse me, this is really easy. It's just a little bit more tedious maybe, but you know, to do it the same way over and over and over, I hate that. I like new ways of doing things, so it keeps me interested, I guess. There we go. Okay. All right. I don't want foil. So now that's just one little piece. I'm going to bring it up here. There. That is so pretty. But that would make a really pretty little necklace. These would make pretty necklaces. They don't have to be earrings. Oh, I'm going to go bake these. I'll be back. Well, I am back. I love these. I just love these. What I did, though, is I went ahead and made a few more pieces. These three came out of what was left after I made these. Do you remember my shriveled up little pieces that I slivered off, took off of these? I pushed it all together in a ball. I flattened it out and then rolled it through my pasta machine on a 0, I think it was. And then I just laid pieces of my gold foil on top of it. And that these two and this one came from that. And I love them. I think they're so cute. And I just did the same to the back of it so it would look the same. Do you see? And then I did the same with this, of course. This will be a little necklace. This flower is so cute. I just love that. Anyway, I love them all. I love these colors. I definitely will do more in these colors, but it's too late tonight for me to stay up and finish them off. But what I can do is, I'll show you the backs of these too. Now you can still see, let's see if I can get this in here. You can still see the sides a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is come in and put some down the sides of the clay as well. But it won't hurt to keep them this way either. These are going to be necklaces. And yeah, they all have a little bit of that on the back. This has it on the back. These have it on the back. So I could be a little bit more picky and make sure it was all covered. And I don't know. I'm tired tonight, so I don't want to. But, oh my, I am just tickled. I hope you like those as much as I do. And I do hope that you have enjoyed seeing how to make these because they're easy. They're really easy to make. And like I said, you can make your sheet of clay any way you want to. You see how different this turned out? I think it's just beautiful. It's more like, well, it's more like this, you know. Here I mixed two clays, blue and gold, and then put the gold foil on it. And this was two clays as well, the ecru, and then also the turquoise with the gold flakes. I just think that is so pretty. I love it. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to show you the technique, and I hope you appreciate that. And when I finish them off, I promise I will show them to you. But that is it for tonight because I'm very, very tired. I need to get some rest. Anyway, you sleep well too. And God bless you and keep you through the night. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.